This is for the people that don't think you need an agent when you're buying new construction. Yeah, this video is going to be for you today. It is now 3:39. Had a 10 o'clock progress check, and there was also an inspection for one client that's in New York. And then the inspector ended up moving up an inspection for another client that was supposed to be tomorrow. He said he could do it right after that one. So went over there, caught something in her home. The counter basically was not straight. It came in tighter over here. Like when the inspector measured it, it was like 2 inches tighter over here. And they went ahead and fixed it. Well, before that, you know, I'm a mom. So my daughter left something that she needed for a show tonight. So I dropped that off at school, grabbed some lunch, came to the office, and I've been uploading and sending pics to those clients. Update of today, said I was gonna record a more detailed video, but I need to go because I have a 4 o'clock for another client that is gonna do their final walk. Closing is tomorrow, so I'm gonna meet him. Wife couldn't make it, so she was like, at least Natasha will be there. So I'm gonna meet them for 4. So this is for the people that say agents don't do anything, especially in new construction. They don't do anything. And granted, I know some agents don't.
What?
But I am not one. So stay tuned. That's what this video is going to be about. Oh, and I took a call from another client that's under contract with new construction in Locust Grove. And he had a question about buying down his rate and wanted, to get my thoughts on that. So yeah, that's another way that I provided value to my clients today. I am back. I actually decided to come back to the office for my next stop, and it's about 5:49. I've actually been back for a little while. The final walk went well, but let me give you the meat of this video. It wasn't even a planned video, but a much needed video, especially in the light of what the changes that are coming with the NAR settlement and all the angriness and the attacking of realtors. Realtors don't do anything, and all that's out there, the bad press. Very, very timely. But this video came about because John and I were just having a conversation, and he was mentioning that there's so much new construction that's being built, and we were talking about how traffic is increasing in the area, and he was like, yeah, you're gonna have a lot more clients with all the new construction that's coming about. And I was like, yeah, I would hope so, but that's actually not the case. Yeah, I wish I had more clients, but it seems like the majority of people buy new construction and don't use an agent. He was like, yeah, I know that's right. And then he started sharing what he talked about in the video. And then after I stopped recording, we wrapped up a little bit, but I didn't record this part. But I'm saying, but I shared that we understand, we kind of get why some people think that agents don't do anything because they're just looking at social media. Some agents have the perception that, hey, I'll just get my license and I'm just gonna post pictures and then I'll be rich because of these shows that are on TV, $1 million this and selling this, and they think that's what the business is. Hence why I wrote a whole book about it called The Ugly Side of Real Estate. So we haven't purchased it. It's available on Amazon, but it is a book that is for agents, anybody that's new in the business, aspiring to get into the business, or even an experienced agent that's thinking about giving up, it's not going how they thought. That's who I wrote the book for, just to give them the reality of real estate, especially before you go and quit your job and say, this is what I want to do, right? So I actually get it. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, agents are the best and such and such. No, I know that there are agents that get their name, put their name on a new construction contract, and the on-site agent never sees them again, never shows up for a meeting, never calls to check on anything, never does anything. I know there are agents that I have heard of stories. I have heard of nightmare stories. They didn't even show up to closing. And I know some agents don't show up to closing, but for me, it's like, it's a celebration. You know, I want to experience that. And they don't show up to meetings. They don't check on property. They don't do, I know that these people exist. That's been not me. And that doesn't even sound grammatically correct. But now with, you know, the NAR settlement and everything that's, you know, in media, everybody's pushing value and you have to show value, and what that should have been common sense. And the great agents, the good agents have been doing that. They provide value, they show value, and that's why clients and consumers want to work with them. So yeah, it's the buzzword now, but it's just been BAU over here. So I get it. I get why some people think that agents don't do anything and they don't need it. But check out these previous videos. Do I need an agent? Whether it's new construction, whether it's resale, some people are going to think, well, I'll just go directly to the listing agent. You remember that the listing agent represents the seller. The on-site agent represents the seller. We don't know exactly what's gonna roll out. There's a lot of speculation that's, you know, out there of how are commissions being paid and how is it gonna be structured and all of that. People are still trying to figure it out and nothing has come down officially. But just know, I feel sorry for the consumer, because the biggest impact is going to be to the buyer, the person that needs representation the most. So yeah, I did a live on that, so you can check that out on this channel. But I just did want to share that you hear it from the home inspector. People, I think the majority of people buy new construction and don't have agents.
Don't have them.
And then they try to get John to fight their battles for them. Like,
I'm not doing it. I'll help a little bit because I know some things, but please get an agent. Get your agent to represent you. The selling agent does not care about your well-being. Just being honest.
Yeah.
Get you someone who's going to protect your interests.
Because they work for the builder.
They
represent the builder.
Yeah, do what's best
so
for
they're
them.
not advocating for you
At all. I see it too often where they's like, oh well, we're not going to do that, when there's some things that should be done. So yeah, please get your agent to advocate for you.
Yeah. He sees it a lot. People that are buying new construction thinking they don't need an agent, and then when things are coming up, they're going to him like, hey, can you do this? Can you tell them this? Can you do, like, that's not his job. That was the job of your agent, the agent that you said you didn't think that you needed because you didn't do anything, because agents don't do anything. And then also at the second home inspection that we had today, I was walking in the kitchen and I'm like, it feels tighter over here. Like the counter is here, the stove is here. And I felt like as I got to the pantry, it just felt tighter. Kind of feels like it was off, but I'm like, maybe it's me, maybe it's the lining of the floor, maybe it's, so I brought it to his attention. He was like, I'll check it. So he went out and he got his measure, his leveler that had, measuring on it. And he was like, yeah, it's about 2 inches off, like 2 inches tighter on that side. So like the counter is not straight. So he's going to put that in his report. And then you would think, all right, it's in the report, just wait till they get it. I'm like, no. I started to say, okay, well, let me let the on-site agent know so that he could let the builder know. But I had already been talking to the builder, and I say builder, I mean superintendent, construction manager. I had already been talking to him, and I know he was in the neighborhood. So as I was leaving, I drove around and I was like, hey, and I brought it to the attention. And I'll tell you something about there, especially if you're an agent. So I brought it to the attention. He was real good about it. I was like, do you mind, can you go over there and check it out, especially while the home inspector is there? So he was like, no problem. He's like, matter of fact, I'm getting the countertop people on the phone right now. Yes, shout out to Meritage Home. So thank you. I appreciate them for that, getting on it, like even before they get the inspection report. And the thing I was going to tell you is when I brought it to his attention, I let him know, like, I'm not trying to be that, I'm not that agent. And I say that agent because there are agents that you have on one hand, the agent that doesn't do anything, and then you have the agent on the other hand that does too much. And this is why builders probably don't want us involved, and some builders don't even want us to come to walks, because you have agents that they do too much. Like they're going over the top with trying to point out things that aren't even things, or making things bigger than they are. So you don't want to be that agent to where now you're leaving a bad taste in the builder's mouth, because it is a team effort here. So that's just a tip for agents. And I'm chuckling because I thought about this other tip that I was going to share with agents, and this is the most useless tip, but I feel like it's very useful. I always carry socks in my purse. One, I don't like being cold. Two, it comes in handy when it comes to new construction, because when I arrived at the final walk, the house is clean. We're closing tomorrow, and they took their shoes off. And the shoes I had on, I didn't have on socks. I don't want to go take my bare feet in these people's house, so it comes in handy having socks in your purse. Keep socks in your purse. That's it for this video. Just thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for entrusting me with your business, your referrals. I appreciate you. Any questions, reach out to me. My Calendly will be right here. I think that's it. Don't forget to check out the podcast. All right. Have a positive, peaceful, and productive day.